told you there's a single, powerful score that could grade pretty much any process in your business. I mean, a number so clear it's like a North Star, pointing you exactly where you need to focus. It's kind of like the one key number investors use to spot winning stocks. Well, today, we're going to break that number down.
So, let's kick things off with a classic problem. Imagine this. You've got 4 machines, and they're all doing the exact same job. Your goal seems pretty simple, right? Just figure out which one is the best performer so you know where to invest your time and money. But when you actually look at the data, the answer is, well, it's not so obvious.
Okay, so here's the puzzle. The data gives you 2 main things to look at: the average and the standard deviation, which is just a fancy way of saying how consistent it is. Now look at machine A. It's super consistent, but its average, way off target. Then you have machine D. Its average is nearly perfect, but its results are all over the map. So what do? Which one is really the better machine? To solve this riddle, we've got to stop thinking about performance as just one thing. It's not. It's actually a combination of 2 really important ideas: accuracy and precision. Okay, first things first, let's get our terms straight. Accuracy, we'll call it A, is all about hitting the target. Simple, right? It's how close you are to the bullseye, on average. Now, precision, or CP, that's a whole different beast. Precision is all about how consistent you are. Are your shots all clustered together in a tight little group? That's high precision, even if that group isn't anywhere near the bullseye. So here's a perfect example of what can go wrong. You can have really high precision, but terrible accuracy. See? All the results are in this nice, tight, consistent group, which sounds great, but the whole group is way off the mark. You're basically being consistently wrong, which isn't very helpful. And here's the flip side of that coin: high accuracy, but really low precision. Now the shots are just everywhere. There's no consistency at all. But funny enough, if you average out all those random spots, the middle point would land right on the bullseye. So you see the problem? Neither of these is what you want. What you're really after is both. So that's the big question, isn't it? How in the world do you measure both accuracy and precision at the same time with just one number? Well, that brings us to the hero of our story, a super powerful all-in-one metric called CPK. Now, CPK, that stands for Complex Process Capability Index, but you don't need to remember that. What you do need to know is that this thing is an absolute game changer. It's a single score that magically combines both how close you are to the target and how consistent you are. It looks at how centered you are and how spread out your results are, and it just rolls all of that up into one simple number that tells you the health of your whole process. Okay, so now that we're armed with this powerful new metric, let's circle back to our original question. We've got our 4 machines, but this time we have the tool we need to finally pick a clear winner. And there it is. Take a look at that table now that we've added the CPK score. All that confusion, it's just gone. Machine D with a CPK of 0.62 is the hands-down winner. Why? Because it has the best combination of being on target and being consistent. And with CPK, the rule couldn't be simpler. The higher the number, the better the process. No more guesswork. But you know what? Just picking the best machine is only half the battle. To really, truly unlock the strategic power of CPIC, we need to shift our thinking a little bit. We need to stop thinking like an engineer and start thinking like a Wall Street investor. You know, a wise mentor of mine, Zhang Yu Wei, once said something that really stuck with me. He said, "In a factory, too many charts equals no chart. Too many alarms equals no alarm." And he's absolutely right. When you're drowning in data, when everything is screaming for your attention, you end up listening to nothing. It all just becomes noise. So the real question is, how do you cut through all that noise? Well, you do what a smart investor does. An investor doesn't analyze every single company out there. No way. They use a screening tool to sift through thousands of stocks and find just that small handful that's actually worth a closer look. And this right here is the master analogy that brings it all home. CPK is for your factory what EPS, or earnings per share, is for a stock. Think about it. An investor uses EPS as a first pass, a quick screen to find a healthy, profitable company. In the exact same way, you can use CPK to screen for a healthy, stable process. They're both these incredibly powerful first-glance tools that let you instantly separate the good from the bad.
Okay, that sounds great in theory, but what does this actually look like in practice? How do we take this powerful idea and turn it into a dead simple, actionable strategy?
Well, the beautiful thing about CPK is that it gives you crystal clear rules of the road. Think of it like this. If your CPK is above 1.33, that's a green light. Excellent. Don't mess with it. Just keep it going. If it's somewhere between 1 and 1.33, that's a yellow light. It's acceptable, but you should probably keep an eye on it. But if your CPK drops below 1.0, that is a blaring red light. That's an alarm bell telling you your process has a serious problem and it needs your attention, like right now.
So this gives us a wonderfully simple 3-step method. Step 1, screen all of your important processes using just that one number, the CPK score. Step 2, isolate the ones that are falling short, the ones below, say, 1.33. And step 3, focus all of your resources, your time, your money, your smartest people on investigating and fixing only those few problem areas. You completely stop wasting your energy on the stuff that's already running just fine.
At the end of the day, what CPIK really gives you is focus. It is the tool for cutting through the noise. It turns that giant, confusing ocean of data into a single, clear signal for action. And so that leaves me with one final question for you. What is the most important EPS in your work? What is that one single number that, if you tracked it, will tell you almost everything you need to know about how you're doing? Find that number, and you'll never wonder where to focus again.